Well, you can thank the sneaky, underhanded insanity. Mostly, I blame the media. There are a lot of media companies that, you know what? Let me put it this way. Activists know journalism is a shield. And there are right-wing individuals who have become journalists to protect themselves, and the left does the exact same thing. Admittedly, though, it's clear to me that the right typically reacts. So when it came to, say, James Gunn being removed from Guardians of the Galaxy 3, though he was rehired, digging up dirty tweets was a response the right had because the left had started it first. We then see people like, I can't say the name because I swear to God, if I say this person's name, he's a UK individual who's been locked up rather unjustly for quite a bit. He is a right-wing figure who's been called far right in all the media. His initials are T and R. I kid you not, if I say his name, YouTube will take action. But he has also now picked up the mantle of journalist. And I don't think he's doing it because he's trying to be, it's nefarious. I think he realized what the left was doing. These activists start news companies, pretend to be journalists, and so the right counters. Well, now, here we are. Facts are missing from American democracy. A new AP NORC USA facts poll. There are no facts. They say, at a time when many Americans say they're struggling to distinguish between fact and fiction, the country is broadly skeptical that facts underlie some of the basic mechanisms of democracy in the United States. From political campaigns to voting choices to the policy decisions made by elected officials. A meager 9% of Americans believe that campaign messages are usually based on facts. According to a poll from the Associated Press NORC Center, it's the Center for Public Opinion Research, only 14% of people think policy decisions are often or always fact-based, or that Americans' voting decisions are rooted in facts. The American people are not stupid. Unfortunately, some of them are overly trusting or blind or tribalistic. I believe, and so maybe I guess you can to an extent call that kind of stupid. But here's the problem: you have people like CNN who are trying their hardest to make sure no one ever watches Fox News. For the longest time, I believed that they were just ignorant. Now, I will say for the most part that is still true. I think they're overtly biased for money. I think the principal reason CNN will lie to you and tell you not to watch any other channel. Well, they say, don't watch The Spin, don't watch Fox News. No. Anybody who tells you not to collect information is lying. I'll tell you this right now. Definitely go watch CNN. See for yourself. I think I'm right. My ideas stand on their own. So by all means, go watch Brian Stelter. Come back and argue with me if you're convinced by him. But Stelter is telling you not. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to Fox or the right. They're in a parallel universe. That's the deceit. And you know what it serves to do? To box in people on the left so they can't hear an alternative. And I'm not saying alternative reality. I'm saying, man, there are many different news outlets. And there are a lot of activists who have taken over media to lie to you. The American people know it. The problem is they're pointing the finger at each other. So I'll tell you what the real thing here is, which is kind of sad and scary. When they say, how often do you think each of the following are based on factual information? Reporting from the media always gets 21%. That means just around 2 in 10 people think the media is telling the truth. 47% say sometimes, and 31% say rarely, never. I'll tell you what, that 31% is overwhelmingly Republican. Decisions by policymakers. 14% believe facts. Most people realize that everything is based on emotion, and they're likely being manipulated. And it's a sad state of reality, I guess, that, you know what's really happening, I think? As the internet opens the door for subcultures to exist, for individuals to find their own tribe, this is what it's like to have a multi-party democracy. So now we essentially have the fracturing of the Democrats because people join social media bubbles, and you have Trumpism. It's not a Republican Party anymore. It is the Trump Party. It is the strong individual who's telling you he'll take care of the problem for you. So here's what I see happening. You have a lot of people who are saying, listen, I'm busy and I work. Can you handle this while I'm, at work? And they hire Trump to do it. The left says, I demand. In the end, though, everybody, well, you get the point on that. Everybody can just see through the fact that we are being fed emotional garbage. The problem is, do you recognize that it's happening to you the same as it's happening to them? They say, they talk about Will Barger, a 32-year-old police officer in rural Missouri, has become increasingly skeptical of the media and voters alike in the past few years. A Republican and former regular viewer of Fox News who voted for Donald Trump in 2016, he's become disillusioned with the president and the conservative cable channel and now trusts only local media. I agree with that. Local media does a pretty good job. Unfortunately, local media is collapsing. He's even less trusting in government and policy decisions, keeping his faith mainly in law enforcement agencies, and he's skeptical most voters are fact-driven. It's more of a gut decision based on personal belief in a candidate. That is absolutely true. It's true of me and everybody else. What matters to most, he said, if there's an R in front of the name or a D in front of the name, and there we are. It's all that matters. Impeachment is a waste of time. We all know it. You can put an R and a D and you're going to find out who's going to vote which way. Overall, 53% of the public thinks voters sometimes cast ballots based on facts, while 32% say they rarely or never do. Ham Oliver said voters in her home state of Idaho did so when they voted to approve a ballot measure last year that forced the state to accept the Medicaid expansion under the Affordable Care Act, which had previously been rejected by the state's Republican-controlled legislature. But I have friends who've gone to vote and said just because it's a fact, that isn't all there is. Yep. Well, you see, Ben Shapiro would tell you facts don't care about your feelings. And on the left, they've literally said feelings don't care about your facts. But I'll tell you this, feelings don't care about facts. People go into the voting booth and they check D or R and they don't care about anything else. Joe McKee, a 65-year-old insurance broker who lives in southern Jersey Shore, and leans Democratic, said she thinks most decisions involving policy and elections rely only slightly more at best on fact than opinion. She says even the public policies of people she supports, including former President Obama, were partly based on ideology over facts. They may take the facts and spin them to do whatever they want. I think it's pretty much always been like this. McKee's view is widespread, with 55% of Americans saying policy decisions are sometimes based on fact, while 3 in 10 think they rarely are. Republicans are more skeptical than Democrats that public policy is even sometimes fact-driven, with 33% saying it rarely or never is, compared to 23% of Democrats. I gotta tell you what, man, this is your problem. It's a problem with the country, I guess. I look at Elizabeth Warren, and she offers these pie-in-the-sky solutions that are impossible. And you know what? Nobody cares. They don't care whether it's true or not, or the facts support her policy. All they care is the orange man is bad. And that's the strategy when it comes to impeachment. We are going to see more of this. It is going to get worse because it works. The Democrats will keep doing sneaky, underhanded tactics, smearing the president to drive negative partisanship because they know this. They know the facts don't matter. They know that feelings don't care about facts. They know that voters don't care about facts. They care about feelings. And they want to be on the winning side. People are more likely to vote for someone if they think the person is going to win. If, quote, if government decision makers aren't looking at government data, then our whole process is flawed, said former Microsoft chief executive and USA Facts founder Steve Ballmer. You have to look at the data that you have. You know why I want to talk about this? Do you think that we are going to improve this nation if all anyone cares about is feelings? The answer is no. Take a look at Donald Trump. My feelings toward him, I don't know, ambivalent to negative, like, he's not that bad, not a big fan. That's about it. But as it was pointed out by many Trump supporters, and I think this is why Trump gets their support, your feelings don't matter. Is Trump's plan sound? Will what he does, is what he's going to do going to make things better? They look at the facts and they say they think so. I disagree in a lot of ways, but I can absolutely recognize I may be wrong on some things. We have a ballooning national debt that's really bad. The economy is improving. Depending on who you want to ask, I guess. But yeah, the economy is pretty good. Dow Jones, 28,000. We got record unemployment lows. It's great. The left, however, operates on feelings. So it's really easy to sway them by just saying something nonsensical because the facts don't matter. And therein lies the big disadvantage Republicans have. Trump offends people. He does, whether you like it or not. But a lot of people have said to me, why does it matter if he's offensive if what he's going to do is going to be effective? And I say, I totally understand that, actually. On the left, they say, it doesn't matter if Trump is going to fix the country, he's bad. Think about it. It's like, there was some CNN story where they said Trump voters overlook his racism to support, his policy. And it's like, they don't seem to realize, or they do, I guess. I think the Democratic leadership totally gets this. They understand there is a section of people in this country that will never be swayed by facts. So that's why they do impeachment. They want to make you believe they're fighting the fight. They want you to feel good and say, just trust me. In the end, they're probably making things worse. They're doing the tax return stuff, the trying to impeach Trump on nonsense, the smearing him. They are undermining our foreign policy. They're making Ukraine look bad, and they're doing it because the facts don't matter. And then CNN runs defense because these are sniveling, evil people, if you ask me, saying Republicans don't care about facts. Is that a joke? The slogan that's gone viral on the right is facts don't care about your feelings. It's the left that doesn't. It's the left that wants to base everything off how they feel about it. Not everyone, not absolutely, but I'll tell you what, Trump supporters will straight up say they know he's got a bad attitude, but guess what? His plan made sense. And Hillary Clinton tried playing the woman card. Seriously. And hey, you know what? I don't know. I guess we're doomed. I'll leave it there. See you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. on this channel.